on EA Sports. We've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos, next on Madden Football.
And off we go from Denver. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return. The Chargers coming out to take over, and it is Justin Herbert at quarterback CD, now in his 5th NFL campaign.
And he's looking to bounce back after an injury-riddled season a year ago. Herbert, obviously one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league, but that doesn't do you any good when you're standing on the sidelines wearing a baseball cap. If this team's ever going to reach their full potential, they've got to find a way to keep him upright. And with his new head coach, Jim Harbaugh, in the fold, they'll do exactly that. They'll have a chance to win a lot of games with Justin Herbert on the field.
17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down. Here's Herbert. He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins. Not able to go anywhere that time. Second down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not forcing that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 2nd down and 8. Now it's Nix. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Here's Nix. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked up by Christian Fulton. And the Chargers are going to get it back here just past the 35. The Charger drive about to get going. And they were in field goal range last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
And that is taken in by Hurst. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and now fall incomplete. 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Herbert. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. Off the option, here's Edwards. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now Herbert off the bootleg. That's completed right side to Palmer. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Edwards will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here. This close, sneak it.
I don't think even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
Again, it'll be Edwards. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. They'll try and run. Edwards. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves, maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Next to the air. Out route complete to Dulcich. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown. Javonte Williams. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. Got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Herbert off of play action. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Herbert now. Open man, it's Palmer. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 13-yard line. Again, Herbert. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Broncos force the turnover. And they'll take over at the 10.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw something away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. To throw, here's Nix. His throw incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Got his man, it's Dulcich. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Davis now to return it. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Players combined for their team's first sack of the game. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Justin looking to pass. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they've been kept off the scoreboard in this first half, but toward the end, they're trying to change that in one fell swoop, but that winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw here, Herbert. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're saying.
Interestingly, that throw is probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. To throw is Nix. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. And 2nd down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Throwing Nix. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Chargers going to take over here one more time before the half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A very limited time left to get into field goal range before the half, and they tried to get it all on one throw right there.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He gets it to Johnston. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Now it's Herbert. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Riley Moss. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
A final shot before break. Nix. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. Well, time is of the essence. We breeze through halftime, and we are ready for the second half. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Rocky Mountain snow looks like it's going to continue through this second half as we are back underway in Denver. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Nix finding Williams on the check down. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. Operating from the gun. Nix. That's taken in by Dulcich. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And 3rd and 8 now. Working out of the gun is Nix. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Good, clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. The Chargers offense and Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. The Charger drive about to get going. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Now this one finds McConkey. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Here's Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Play action. It's Herbert. That's going to be caught. It's Palmer. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 43. Herbert throwing again. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
At this point in the game, and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Herbert. Pass here to Edwards. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
To number 4, Gus Edwards. A gain of 16 yards. First down, Los Angeles.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. Here's Herbert. And that is taken in by Hurst. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Hayden Hurst, 27 yards. And the Chargers are back within a score. And for the extra point, Cameron Dicker. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Now it's Nix. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Off the play fake, Nix. Finds Dulcich out left side. And all the way down to the 29. A huge play there for Denver. 44 yards.
He just had the feeling that sooner or later someone was going to come up with that one play. Neither team has really done a whole lot offensively, but here's one that pays off to the tune of big yardage, and it's one that could maybe get this group in gear.
Nix to the air. And he will find his man on the outside. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Off the play fake, here's Nix. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Joey Bosa, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Here's Nix. Under pressure, they got him again. It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground. Now Lutz for the field goal try. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also in letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the 2nd half and take over.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
Frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Open man right side, that's McConkey. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. That's taken in by Palmer. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 24 yards. Herbert now. And his throw here is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Quentin Johnston, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Chargers have tied the ball game with a chance to go ahead now in the final seconds of the third quarter. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that will put them on top here in the third. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their lead, they have seen it evaporate completely after such a good first half. They've been shut down here in the third quarter.
Searching for answers, trying to figure out what it's going to take to get back to where they were before. The big part of it is that sometimes you don't have to go.
Welcome back now to Denver. Ball on the 30 now. Here's a second down and 6. To throw. Here's Nix. And his pass incomplete. Trying to find Greg Dulcich there. And that takes us from second to third down. Back to throw. Nix. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And they will take over first and 10. The Chargers offense and their quarterback ready to go. The Charger drive about to get going. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charlie. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Nix. Got his man, it's Dulcich. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's 3rd and 4 now. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for a fourth quarter lead. The kick by Lutz is good, and they have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing? The
The Charger drive about to get going. And they really need to forget about their last time out, the turnover that led to a field goal. So now they try to regroup, trailing in the final quarter. Obviously, they'd love a touchdown, but 3 would suffice. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Open man, it's Palmer. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
Palmer. A gain of 26 yards. First down, Chargers.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. That's again complete to Palmer. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down. Herbert back to the air. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Out of the gun, Herbert. That one complete to McConkey. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 20-yard line.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They'll come up now, 2nd and 9. Now Herbert. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
On 3rd down, here's Edwards. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give him the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they managed the clock exactly right.
So the Broncos now down 17-16, 1:09 to play. Now their lead is evaporated, but they still have a shot on first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. He'll look to throw. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Back to throw. That's to the former Lion, Josh Reynolds. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. He's been quiet all afternoon. He may have just come up with a play of the day right there, though.
Obviously, it's not the volume in what you get done. It's the quality, and that was a quality catch right there.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
At this stage, you've got to hustle, got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get the kicker out there for the big shot.
Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Back to throw. toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
So a very interesting final chapter to this proverbial book here in this one, because they were in field goal range, could have won it with a field goal, elect to go for the touchdown. I still don't know what they were doing.
As great as this game was and as dramatic an ending as we had, the post-game press conference is going to be key, because they're going to be asking Coach, why not a field goal attempt there? You got an opportunity to win it right there with your guy, and instead you run another play.
Yeah, we might need to stop by that press conference on our way out the back door here.
Yeah, just slow down the plane for us, all right? We got to get an answer before we go.
And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.